Alright, I wanted to show you my seed starting using the heat mat. I think it definitely has helped, but it's about every day you got to come out here and water your plants because this does not have a thermostat on it, and it's pretty warm. But my tomatoes, they're doing pretty well. I've got a few here that haven't germinated yet. I'm gonna have to go back and make sure that the seeds didn't get washed out when I watered, because I did notice down there in the hole, see something growing in there. Thought I saw more than one doing that, but my cucumbers are also sprouting nicely, except for a couple over here, so I may have to add a couple more seeds, get them going. And over here, these little bitty things, believe it or not, those are carrots. They are the tiniest little seeds. And I just watered them, so I kind of knocked them over a little bit. There isn't an easy way to do that, but and then the parsnips haven't germinated at all in the back. So the ones in the front are the beefsteak, and then the next ones are the best boys, and the next ones are the currants, which are kind of like a cherry tomato. And then I've got these back here are the peppers. So I've got jalapenos and maybe bell peppers are the very last. So I'm getting some jalapenos starting to pop. Anyways, it takes a little while. It looks like it's working. What I've done to avoid the mold is, using this heat mat, iPower heat mat, but I also keep the trays cracked at the top, which, has a byproduct of drying the thing out, but so these little plastic lids, I put them on the top. But I put a big, it's really like a stick that you mark, what kind of plant you got in there, but I use that as a lid propper. All right, so that's how that's working so far. Yeah, this is what I mean by propping it up. So since those front ones are actually taking off so well, I think I'm going to go ahead and, the nice thing, them being those pucks, I can take them out and go plant them into probably like a 4-inch pot and let them grow outside this little terrarium structure. The same with cucumbers. I can let them, the roots expand into something else and get them ready for the next level. Now, some of these plants, I've actually got them planted in the wrong location, but I just temporarily put them in the ground until I get my other area set up. But these are actually cherry bushes. And I'm going to try to get my other beds set up in my backyard and get these guys out there this year, because this doesn't get, these would have been in full bloom already had they been in the right location, but this is on the north side of the house and it doesn't get the appropriate sun or anything. Right next door, similar situation. I've got like 6 blueberry plants. I've had them for a couple years now, and they're doing well. They actually produce blueberries, but this is the wrong location for them. But I just got them in the ground to get them going until I can get my other location going. Now, I had a surprise probably about a week ago. I started noticing my asparagus is coming up. This is wonderful. Look at the size of the thing. That's a nice, let me show you my finger. That's the size of my finger already. And they're sprouting up throughout. I see another small one over there. There's a big one right there. Now, these plants were 2-year-old plants when I planted them beginning of last year, so I can probably harvest about 1/3 of them this year. And then we'll wait and see how they do. I should be able to do like half the following year, and then on and on. This garden, I've got some sort of invasive thing. Well, actually, you know what it is? I think it's I had spearmint and peppermint, and I've kind of lost track what this thing is, but that's actually very flavorful. It's super nice flavor. But I've got to kind of get this back under control. And then here are some raspberries and a couple other blueberry plants that, again, I need to get off this side of the house. It's not optimal for them. They're blooming out of cycle and everything because of not getting the sun until late afternoon. A lot of my perennial plants are actually growing like crazy right now. So I expect we'll have a good... I kept the tags in here. So these are little grapette daylilies right there. And I've got a Gerber daisy there. It looks like it's just starting to show some life. This is tick seed. I got 3 of those there. Hydrangeas, they're starting to show some life. And this is kind of a repeat. I've got those daylilies in here. Look at how much these have grown. These guys, of course, are getting a lot more sun over on this side. And I'm ready to get going on my garden today. We're going to churn everything up, but I had stuck my onions out because they were doing so well. So I just stuck them in the bottom just to get them a good start. And then I bought a bunch of Texas sweets also I'm going to stick in the ground. These are the smaller yellow ones that are a little more pungent, but I'm hoping that we can have a lot of onions this year. My garlic are growing really big heads over here, so I don't know. I got to go back and read up on garlic. You know, I just took one of the cloves of garlic, split it up, and stuck them in the ground. This is my strawberry patch. It's waiting for some warmer days, I think, and then it'll get going, but I probably need to get some fertilizer in here. And my collars have bolted all to hell, so I'm probably just gonna have to pull them out of the ground. It's starting to get warm during the days, and that's part of what happens. And so this is gonna be just churned over, and I'll probably put potatoes or something in there. I got to read up because there are some rotation crops you're supposed to do. You know, you're not supposed to plant the same thing in the ground. You're supposed to, you know, there's alternating types things that you put in the ground. Still got a few carrots I got to pull up. Now these I can't wait to see this year. These are a perennial onion. These are Egyptian walking onions, so that means they kind of self-propagate. And I planted probably like 40 of them in here, but it was late in the year and I just left them in the ground over winter, and we'll wait and see what happens with these. But it looks like they're all coming back because I even see a little sprout right there. So these are going to be interesting to follow, but these I specifically planted so that I'll have onions without ever having to do anything again. They're a very curious type breed. All right, you know, I've got a whole bunch of azaleas and things. I'm kind of waiting for their bloom to kick in, but my lettuce is kind of going to hell in a handbasket again. It's getting a little warm, but today's going to be a big gardening day. I'm cheating a little bit because Home Depot had a sale on tomato plants. They were $1 a piece instead of the normal $3. So I went ahead and bought a whole ton of tomato plants that were already 4-inch pots, and I'm going to get them into the ground because it'll be a month before my tomato plants are 4-inch size. I wanted to do things by seed, but dang, when they're on sale like that, I'm going to grab them up. All right, well, you have a great day. Looks like everything's going to be a beautiful day here again, so I'm going to go eat me a couple waffles and get started for the day. Hey, God bless.